Namaste, a very good afternoon to all the ladies and gentlemen present here today. It's such an honor for me to be speaking amongst you people. Really, I'm honored and humbled. My name is Ketika Sharma, and I believe it's safe for me to introduce myself as an actor now that I'm doing my debut. I'm doing a Telugu film, and I hail from New Delhi. And I belong to a family of doctors, but interestingly, I've always had my inclination towards the entertainment industry. I've just always known this is what I want to do. I've always wanted to act and play characters and, just live the life of being an actor. And the dances and the songs and, that dreamy world was my dream. I've always known it, like all along, since the very beginning. I'm sure my school teachers and my school friends can vouch for that. My parents gave me a mobile phone, and I was introduced to the world of social media. And Instagram happened, and I gained this instant popularity. Instagram was very, very welcoming to me. And it did me a lot of good, I started earning from Instagram. And I started getting work from Instagram. I started getting spotted by people in the direction which I always wanted to go for. And sooner than I realized, I was being called an influencer, I believe because of a decent number of people that were following me on Instagram. And I hope to do justice to being an influencer today on this stage. Now, social media comes with a lot of power and unchecked freedom of commenting and judging other people and viewing other people and critically analyzing other people. And sometimes this power can be a little unforgiving, and it gets a little harsh and brutal at times. It sometimes can come with a lot of hate. And even though Instagram gave me a little identity, it also became one of the sources of negativity for me because it was so important for me. I started getting a lot of work from Instagram, and I heavily depended on Instagram for everything. Like, it became a lifestyle, it became a sort of my world. And all of the comments and all of the negativity which was charging at me, it really took to me. And somewhere that negativity started to blur my dreams. It started to kill my drive and my motivation towards my goals because I started self-doubting myself. I started self-doubting everything which I believed in, and my confidence started to shake, and my approach towards everything got really negative. Anything that came my way, I would just look at it in a very negative manner. I would analyze the negative consequences which it could have and not even try for it. It started limiting me from becoming an achiever and from being a go-getter. And that just really killed my motivation, my determination, vis-a-vis the girl who knew what she wanted to do all along. Now my dreams were just blurry. That dream of being an actor and playing characters amongst all this facade was just gone. And I was putting little to no efforts because I was just so scared to even try. And there was a point when I started losing people in my life because who wants to be friends with a toxic person, who is just negative and who's coming on to negative conclusions every now and then, who doesn't want to try, is just being a negative influence on others. And I eventually started turning into a loner from being a social girl. And then I started procrastinating, and life just seemed very purposeless. And one day I woke up in this panic attack, wondering, what am I doing with my life? Like, why what am I even doing? Where is that little girl who used to give autographs to her teachers and force them to keep it in their bags that, I'm going to be an actor and I'm not going to see you later, so you better keep it. Like I had that much confidence that I'm going to be an actor. Where's that girl gone? And I was being so unfair to everybody that supported me all along, my family, my friends, and moreover to myself. I realized that I was living the most miserable life because I was letting other people have control over my peace of mind and my personality, my individuality. You give life what you give energy to, and I was giving energy into all the wrong directions. So I started by recognizing the source of negativity, and for me, it was the social media. I mean, the place where I got an identity was giving me a real-life identity crisis, so I kind of had to disconnect, and I deactivated my account for a while. Secondly, I started reading self-help books, and that enlightened me to the power of practicing gratitude. It really grounds you as a person. And these things started to lead me towards the paths of positivity and self-love, which I believe are the most important and basic means of living a happy life. So there were these two particular exercises which I used to do, and I would urge anybody in this room, if you resonate with the situation I used to be in the slightest manner, try these two exercises. They really helped me. It made my world go round. The first is, as soon as you wake up, acknowledge that you woke up to a new day. Feel extremely lucky. Feel really, really fortunate that you've got a healthy body and you can still draw your starting point towards your goals, and have empathy for all those many people who don't really have these things. There are people who can't see or who can't taste or they can't talk. And you have these things going for you. How can all of that negativity be bigger than feeling grateful for these basic things? And the second is visualization. I used to take 10 minutes out. I would close my eyes and I would just visualize myself living the dream I've always wanted to live. And just imagining myself doing what I've always seen myself doing and dreaming. And trying to feel how happy I'm feeling. And trying to feel that pride and that satisfaction. And after living that for 10 minutes, I would feel so pumped and so inspired and so driven to go after it. And if you can visualize yourself doing that, guess what? The good news is that you already have your goal in front of you. It's still there. You know what you want to do. You know how to do it. The only thing which is left to do is doing it, getting to do it. So visualize, go full throttle. These were the exercises that helped me. They brought my determination, motivation at its peak. There was nothing stopping me to working hard. I changed my language to a more positive language. I urge you all to believe in the power of affirmation and consciously use terms like I will and I can. Read books and choose your company wisely. Choose people wisely who you spend time with. The genuine people who really care for you. The people who motivate you and influence you in the right directions. And lastly, self-love. All of this hard work has to be done by you. The least you can do is be kind to yourself. You have to love yourself so much. Do not let anybody or any situation make you feel any lesser of a person than you are. Love yourself enough to walk away from toxic people who give you any lesser of a treatment than you deserve. Love yourself enough to compete against procrastination, ego, the unhealthy food that we consume. the lack of creativity. And self-love is not easy. Self-love is very, very hard in my opinion. I had to really work on it. Self-love is not diving into that tub of ice cream after a heartbreak. It's actually burning it off in the gym and getting that revenge body. And self-love is actually saying no to those tempting night outs with friends, rather staying home and getting your sleep because you have to get your schedule in order. You are your greatest project. Let's work towards creating a life we can't wait to wake up to. I'd like to end by my favorite quote by Ton Robbins. It inspires me on a daily. He says, and I quote, "If you take up any activity, any art, any discipline, any skill, take it and push it to as far as it can go. Take it and push it beyond it has ever been before. Take it and push it to the wildest edges of edges and then force it into the realm of magic." Isn't that absolutely beautiful and inspiring? Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today.